at the Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh, and they're getting set for the battle for the bragging rights in the state of North Carolina. Last season's national champs, North Carolina State, going against North Carolina, the national champions of 2 years ago. And we welcome you. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with the coach out.
For the North Carolina Tar Heels, at forward, 6'8" senior from East Meadow, New York, number 44, Matt Doherty. And for the North Carolina State Wolfpack, at forward, 6'7" junior from Brooklyn, New York, number 44,
physically tough, put on 15 pounds. A lot of enormous machines in that body.
For the Tar Heels, at forward, 6'11" sophomore from Black Mountain, North Carolina, number 42, Brad Doherty. And for the Wolfpack at forward, 6'8" freshman from North Babylon, New York, number 32, Russell Pierce.
So Russell Pierce is back in the starting lineup. Benny Bolton started the last game for the Wolfpack.
6'10" senior from Latham, New York, number 41, Sam Perkins. And for
There's the man.
Center, a 6'11" junior from Bennettsville, South Carolina, number 45, Cole McQueen.
Excellent rebounder, kind of soft scoring.
For the Tar Heels at guard, 6'5" junior from Wilmington, North Carolina, number 23, Michael Jordan.
Check this out, a new look for Michael Jordan.
Has no hair problems.
6'1" junior from Joliet, Illinois, number 24, Terry Gannon.
The man who made a mockery of the ACC three-point field goal rule last year, Terry Gannon.
The guard, 6'2.5" freshman from Queens, New York, number 30, Kenny Smith.
A lot of pressure on this young guy, freshman start.
And for the Wolfpack at guard, a 6'5" sophomore from New York City, number 31, Ernie Myers.
He must get out of the gate fast if North Carolina State's going to win.
Ernie Myers did hit 4 of 8. North Carolina State's last game, but off to a horrendous shooting start.
Poll 2 in the UPI rankings. He is in his 23rd year, 505 and 153. For Jim Valvano in his 4th year, his Wolfpack 12th in both of the weekly wire service polls. He is 72 and 35 on the strength of this 10-3 season. We expect it to be a typical
phone company.
Call Executone of Charlotte at 334-1632.
Back at Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh, the officials assigned for today's game, and in Fred Bearcat, the supervisor's terminology, I think, Henry, we got 3 A's working this one today. Hank Nichols is our referee. The umpires are John Clockerty and Paul Hausman. The Tar Heels are in their road blue. They send out Sam Perkins, Brad Doherty, Matt Doherty, Michael Jordan, and Kenny Smith, the starters that we gave them to you a moment ago. And for State in its home white, Lorenzo Charles, Russell Pierre, Cozell McQueen, Terry Gannon, and Ernie Myers. State will be going to the north goal in the first half. Carolina to the south goal. Nichols steps in between McQueen and Perkins. Ball in the air, caught by McQueen coming down. It'll belong to Carolina. The ball was not tapped by either of the two big guys. Caught by McQueen standing in their center jump circle. That's a no-no, so Carolina gets it in front of the press table. Brad Doherty inbounds it to Kenny Smith. State has opened in a man-to-man defense. A bit of a surprise. Dean Smith, you heard a moment ago, expecting State to go with a lot of zone. Jordan to Matt Doherty, getting by Terry Gannon, feeds Kenny Smith. Smith left open on the left, doesn't take it. Matt Doherty from 18 feet. It won't go down. Tapped by Perkins. Control. Sam tried to put it up. Blocked by McQueen. Recovered Pierre for the Wolfpack. Off to Gannon. Gannon across the timeline left side. Carolina man-to-man. Gannon inside the hash mark, puts it to Charles, standing just to the right and at the top of the circle. Charles will move down right of the lane. high lob back out to Ernie Myers. Myers whips it to Pierre, almost in the right corner. Now to Myers. Myers will take it across the top of the circle. McQueen set a huge pick for him, but instead he goes to Gannon over on the left side. Pushes a bounce pass to Charles, top of the circle. Charles against Brad Daugherty, works now to the right. Drops off on the bounce pass to Cozell McQueen. Dean Smith up off the bench. He wants hands up defensively. Myers on the drive, off the glass, good. State's got a 2-0 lead on Ernie Myers, running one-hander from 12 feet on the left. Kenny Smith across the timeline on the right. Number 1 in the country against number 12. We're delighted to be going worldwide today on over 300 stations on the Armed Forces Radio Network. Kenny Smith out of the top of the circle to the right. Matt Daugherty whips it away to Michael Jordan. Now comes back to Kenny Smith. Feeds Daugherty. He passed low for Jordan. Jordan expected Daugherty to shoot. And Daugherty throws the ball away out of bounds for Carolina's first turnover.
Good intentions by Matt Daugherty. Just got a good fake from Michael Jordan. It looked like Matt was going to pull up and shoot. And when Michael saw that, he started blocking out for the rebound, Woody, and the ball just went out of bounds.
I think Dean Smith would want him to take that shot when he's open, even though he missed his first one. He's got a lot of confidence this year. Gannon, left corner. No good. Bounces long, recovered by Jordan. Jordan feeds ahead to Matt Daugherty. Daugherty pulls up against Myers, dishes to Kenny Smith. Jumper, rimmed out, wouldn't go. Jordan with a rebound, off the left baseline. Score, tied, 2-all. Michael Jordan, who went 5 of 6 against Boston University on Thursday night to, for at least a moment, come out of his mild shooting slump. We are tied for the first time in Raleigh. Terry Gannon across the timeline, angling to the right. Turns, goes back to the left against Kenny Smith. Jordan on Pierre, playing well off of him as Pierre handles it on the left. Comes down to Myers outside the hash mark. Kenny Smith flicking at the ball. Myers will move across the top of the circle to the right. Still pounding the ball to the tartan floor here in Reynolds Coliseum. Inside to Charles, knocked away Daugherty. Charles recovers, scores, and there's a blocking foul on Sam Perkins. Will the bucket count? Dean Smith really on Paul Houseman. He thought Sam had his defensive position inside. Houseman calls it on Perkins. The bucket is good.
Woody, I tell you, before Charles even got the ball, there was quite a battle going on between Brad Daugherty and Lorenzo Charles. Lorenzo's gotten so physical this year. I noticed in the Maryland game on Wednesday night, he really taken that ball to the board, and he is going to probably do that against Brad Daugherty today. Brad's going to have to hold his ground against Lorenzo because he's going to be taking it to the hoop.
5-2 Wolfpack as Charles completes the three-point play. 17:35 to go in the first half. Daugherty working inside the left hash mark, right in front of a kneeling Valvano, in front of the NC State bench. Comes now to Kenny Smith, back to Daugherty on the left, back to Kenny Smith. He'll penetrate, drives, feeds Perkins, layup, good. Sam Perkins scores for the Heels. Carolina pushing the ball inside. It's 5-4 State. Gannon listening to instructions from his fourth-year head coach as he crosses the timeline. Now he's into the top of the circle to Charles. Daugherty and Smith on him. Charles one step. He'll use the glass. No good. Whistle. Foul is on who? John Clougherty's coming out to make the call, and it's on Michael Jordan. Jordan fouled out of the 2 upset losses to the Wolfpack last year, both in Raleigh and in the semifinals of the ACC tournament. That's team foul number 2 on Carolina.
And again, Lorenzo Charles really moving to the basket, Woody. If he can continue to do that, I think maybe Jim Valvano may want to see him go to the board like that. If nothing else comes out of it, he's going to get some people in foul trouble if Carolina doesn't keep the ball from going into Lorenzo down low.
Charles' first free throws off the front of the rim, no good. State shoots 69% at the line, 47% from the field. Carolina is 55% from the field, 77.6% at the line. Charles with 3 has a chance to get 4, does. It's 6-4 in favor of the Wolfpack. 17:09 left to play in the first half from Raleigh. Kenny Smith right through the white center jump circle with that big red S emblazoned on it. Smith at the hash mark, right side to Daugherty. He's caught up in the double team, through the double team, hits Jordan, jump shot 15 feet, good! Score tied for a second time at 6-all on Michael Jordan's 4th point. Michael Jordan's hit his first 2 shots in this ball game, and usually that's a good sign for Carolina and a bad sign for the opposition. Pierre on the drive. Daugherty cuts him off. Caught in the double team. Back out to Gannon on the left. Gannon fakes Smith. Launches a rocket. Oh, it was an air ball. Flicked the bottom of the net as it went underneath. Hit the end line going out of bounds. It belongs to Carolina. And I think the Tar Heels have a chance to lead here for the first time.
That's correct, Woody.
Perkins, top of the circle from Daugherty. Gets it right back to Matt Daugherty. East Meadow, New York senior, over to Kenny Smith. Kenny will bring it back out front and set it up. He wants the inside attack now for Carolina. The number 2 offense comes to Perkins down the left sideline. Matt Daugherty is the object of the whole squad today as he's been on 2 previous trips to Raleigh. Perkins inside against Charles, draws the foul. Lorenzo Charles picks up his first personal foul. It'll be team foul number 1, and Perkins, who's shooting 73% at the line and needs just 19 points here today, Henry, to move ahead of Michael Corrin into 8th place on Carolina's career scoring list, will go to the line for 2.
Sam really challenged Lorenzo Charles that time, and Perkins has been playing so well, especially in the last 2 games. 31 points against St. John's a week and a half ago, and of course Thursday night 21 against Boston College. Didn't play any in the last 10 minutes. He's playing with a lot of confidence and authority, Woody, but he missed that foul shot.
Free throw went in, rattled around, and then rolled out the front end of the rim, and so it'll be another free throw for Perkins. Chance to give Carolina its first lead of the game. A sea of arms waving in that south end zone, but Sam calmly drops in the next one, and it's 7-6 Carolina. Myers double team backcourt. Smith and Doherty in trouble. Got to get rid of it. Got it to McQueen. Now it's to Gannon. They just beat the 10-second count across the line. Gannon working right wing to Myers from 25 feet. Count it. Ernie Myers bombs away for his second field goal. State back on top, 8-7. Matt Doherty from Kenny Smith. State back in the zone now with 2-3. Here's Perkins at the baseline to Matt Doherty. Comes to the left of the circle. Bounces Kenny Smith. Michael Jordan out of the right corner. 10-foot jumper. No good. Rebounded Charles. Inside position. Nicely on Brad Doherty. He drops it off to Gannon. Jim Valvano motioning with his left hand. He wants a clear out, I think, on the left side as Gannon comes to the hash mark on the left. Now Gannon will drive to the baseline. Kenny Smith dogging his every step. Comes to Charles. Charles will fire. No good off the front of the rim. Brad Doherty's got the rebound. Gets it to Kenny Smith. Carolina coming on the run. Smith to the top of the circle. Will drive all the way left of the lane. Can't get through. Brad Doherty's open. 17 feet. No good. Tapped around. Charles had it. Controls it for State. Carolina's missed 2 shots its last 2 times down floor. Bob Woodruff shows us that Carolina is 3 of 8. State shooting 3 of 6. Here in the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Terry Gannon in the midcourt area. Bounces high post to Charles. Gets it right back. Gannon trying to work baseline, but Kenny Smith trying to keep him outside. Goes inside to Charles. Now Smith is there to help Brad Doherty out. Smith, Charles forced the shot against Doherty. Doherty bothered him. Perkins to Michael Jordan. Jordan coming through the top of the circle. State crowd thought he'd travel. Here's Kenny Smith. 17 feet. Good. It's 9-8 in favor of Carolina. Kenny Smith with a 9-point per game average. Had only 2 free throws against Boston University on Thursday night. Caught in the double team. Gannon gets it away to Pierre on the left. Comes down to Myers on the right. He'll drive right of the lane. Matt Doherty with him will not let him get through. Pass back over on the left side now to Gannon. Gannon on the left-hand dribble works down inside the hash mark. Comes now to McQueen. McQueen with a 17-foot jumper. No good. Falls away to the right. Matt Doherty's got the rebound for Carolina. Shovels it away to Kenny Smith. Smith puts it down floor to Jordan. State's defense not back. Jordan cannot score. McQueen with a rebound. He did get back. 9-8 Carolina. Under 14 minutes to play in the half. Ernie Myers down the right sideline in front of the Tar Heel bench. Drives to the baseline. Turns. Can't get the shot away. High arcing pass back to Gannon. 25 feet. No good. Rebound tapped outside by Jordan. Doherty had it. He and Charles go down. It still belongs to State, says Hank Nichols.
What did Jim Valvano just admonish Terry Gannon a little bit for shooting from too far out? He launched some real rockets in that ball game against Maryland. I think Valvano wants him to increase his shot.
He's 1 of 3. Gannon is 0 of 3, while Ernie Myers has thrown in his first 2, and that could spell good things to come for the Wolfpack. What does it all total up as far as the teams are concerned, Henry?
Well, Carolina's 4 for 10 right now, Woody. NC State shooting 33% on 9 shots, 3 of 9. And on the board right now, Carolina has 6 rebounds. 2 of those came on the offensive end of the floor. NC State with 4. Carolina has committed 1 turnover. So far, the Wolfpack is not guilty of any turnovers at this point yet.
You know, the point I wanted to make a moment ago when I was talking about Kenny Smith shooting, and Buzz Peterson has been off of late. He hasn't not gotten in the ball game as yet until just right now he is coming in along with Steve Hale and Joe Wolf. But when the Tar Heels, even Michael Jordan and Sam Perkins, remember, Henry, when they didn't shoot well up in New York, it didn't take anything away from other aspects of their game. Whereas, on the other hand, every time I've seen NC State and Ernie Myers have a bad shooting game, it seems to affect his total game. So if Ernie has learned to overcome that, then he's matured quite a bit. But he's off to a 2 for 2 start here today. He's caught the double team. Got it to McQueen, almost knocked away. Gannon now to Pierre, looking low to Charles, can't get it to him, comes back out instead to Gannon. Bounces high post to Charles. Charles wants to go to Myers, shovels it inside to McQueen. He turns on Joe Wolf, puts it up too hard. Charles there trying to follow up. It's Pierre who captured it. Back inside, lays it up, good, and he's fouled. Fouls on Matt Doherty of the Tar Heels. Boy, State's pushing it inside and going to get a chance for its second three-point play now against the Tar Heel front line. Matt Doherty picking up his first. It's the third team foul against Carolina. Russell Pierre, the 6'8 freshman out of North Babylon, New York, will be at the line. He's got some North Carolina connections. His mother played basketball at Bennett College over in Greensboro. He misses the free throw, and it's Perkins who comes away with a rebound for Carolina. State's back in front, 10-9. State led by as many as 3. We've been tied a couple of times, and the lead here of late is seesawed back and forth. Hale inside to Brad Doherty. Gives it back to Peterson. Jumper, right corner. Good! Buzz Peterson from 25 feet out of the right corner. 11-10, the Tar Heels seesaw back on top. Gannon picked up by Peterson at the timeline. Gannon working to the left. Now here comes the double team and the Carolina scramble to Myers. Myers jump shot out on the right. He misses that one. It comes long to Jordan. Jordan coming down on the right to Buzz Peterson. Peterson pulls up the jumper. Good! Buzz Peterson, only 4 of 13 in his last 3 games, has opened 2 for 2. And the Wolfpack knows that's a small fire that's starting to build. They better put water on quickly. 13-10, Carolina with its biggest advantage. McQueen on the right to Myers to Gannon, top of the circle. He's motioning to Pierre as he works to the hash mark at the left sideline. Gives up now to Charles. Charles looking inside. Jordan fronting Pierre. Charles on the drive, off the glass, good. Lorenzo Charles with his 6th point. He leads the state scoring. 13-12, Carolina by 1. Jinx, Oklahoma, Steve Hale brings it front court on the right. He again wants the Carolina inside attack. Works to the hash mark right side. Cross-court pass comes to Buzz Peterson on the left. Peterson on the left-handed dribble. Now deep in the corner it goes to Brad Doherty. Now back to Buzz Peterson. Top of the circle off to Michael Jordan. Jordan faking Charles. Brad Doherty. Soft jumper. No good. Too strong. Pierre had it. Lost it. Recovers at the baseline. He drops it to Gannon. State can move back in the lead. Gannon working inside the hash mark right side. Bounces to Lorenzo Charles. Muscling inside. Forces it up. It goes! Lorenzo Charles has got 8. Charles came on last year in the Virginia game at Charlottesville and a real inside threat. And Steve Hale travels with it. That's Carolina's 2nd turnover of the game. State has yet to commit a turnover.
Lead has changed hands 6 times now, Woody. This is going to be a seesaw battle here early in the ball game. And right now, Lorenzo Charles and his very physical inside play beginning to give Carolina a little trouble down low.
There is timeout on the floor. 11:33 to play in the first half with the score. State 14, Carolina.
Of the Tar Heel Sports Network through WCHL Radio, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the description and account of this game without the express written consent of the Tar Heel Sports Network and WCHL Radio is prohibited. Woody, Carolina 6 for 13 from the floor now, 46%. State 6 for 14, 43%. But once again, a couple of times down low, Carolina has allowed State to get the baseline, and Lorenzo Charles and even Russell Pierre, the freshman, playing very well down low, and I think that's something that the Tar Heels are going to have to cut off here.
You know, Lorenzo Charles, who was rated a sleeper out of high school when he came out of Brooklyn, New York, Henry, I mentioned a moment ago, he really found himself in the Virginia game at Charlottesville the Virginia game in Raleigh against the Cavaliers, and was so much an inside factor in that drive to the national championship for State. And this year, what a job. State throws the ball away. It was Pierre trying to come cross-court to Spud Webb or Ernie Myers. I think it was for Myers. Webb tried to run it down. Anthony Spud Webb, the 5'7" junior from Dallas, Texas, out of Midland, Texas Junior College, won the 1982 National Junior College Championships, in the game now, replacing Gannon. Carolina controls. State ahead by 1. Peterson caught the double team, loops it to Jordan. He had to make a jump catch of the ball, almost knocked down, keeps his balance. Doherty sets a screen for him, and Jordan knocks it in from 10 feet on the right baseline. 6 points for Michael Jordan. Carolina back in front, 15-14. Myers picked up by Peterson in a foot race down the sideline all the way to the baseline. Peterson almost knocked it away. Myers recovers out front to Webb. The double team coming, got it to Myers at the right wing. Myers working in front of the Carolina bench. Now will drive, takes the jump shot, too short. Tapped outside, recovered Peterson. Here come the Heels on the run. Ball knocked away. Jordan recovers. Back to Kenny Smith. Layup left side. Oh, beautiful playmaking by the Tar Heels on the break. 17-14. Carolina matches its biggest lead. State led early by 3 in the first 2.5 minutes. Spud Webb through the double team, drives the lane, fed to McQueen. He kicked it, recovered Charles too far underneath. McQueen recovers up for the shot, missed it. Perkins has got the rebound. State had 2 tries, wouldn't go. Peterson to Smith. Smith on the drive, lays it up, slapped away, goaltending. Smith will get the bucket. Ernie Myers, the guilty party. Kenny Smith has suddenly thrown down 3 field goals in his last 3 attempts after missing his opening shot. Matt Doherty is then replacing Michael Jordan. Michael has gotten a haircut since Thursday night and evidently went to sleep in the barber's chair and forgot to say, whoa.
Well, maybe he saw it work for Lorenzo Charles, decided he wanted to get a skinhead too, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but there's a guy in the Bible got his hair shaved off and lost his strength. Pierre out front to Webb. Webb, 25 feet. Good! Spud Webb, 19-16. That's his first bucket since entering the Wolfpack lineup. 9:45 to play in the first half. Kenny Smith crossing the foul line, or the timeline rather, at midcourt, working to the left side, gives it to Doherty at the wing. Matt holds it behind his head, goes high post to Perkins, knocked away, whistle foul, Ernie Myers of State. The Manhattan, New York sophomore gets his first. That'll be only the second team foul. Carolina has 3. So far, Henry, both these teams have been able to play. It's been pretty much of a foul-free contest.
Spud Webb in the ball game now almost made a turnover, Woody, and that's been a problem last couple of ball games for Spud Webb, and that's something Jim Valvano's a little worried about.
Alley-oop, Brad Doherty off the glass, thrown behind him. He couldn't control it. Into the hands of Lorenzo Charles. 3 turnovers, Carolina. Spud Webb right of the circle, backing to the midcourt area now. Peterson will pursue. Webb, high lob pass to Pierre behind Doherty. Laid it up, Perkins blocked it. Slept out into the midcourt area, into the backcourt. Valvano is irate. He wanted a goaltending call.
Hank Nichols just said, sit down, Jim.
Webb launches another missile. No good. Bounces to Doherty, who caught it standing flat-footed at the bottom of the circle. To Doherty coming down on the left side. Matt Doherty to Kenny Smith. 20-foot jumper. Count it. Kenny Smith with 8 points. He's averaging 9 a ball game. Welcome to the ACC, Kenny. 21-16. It's a 5-point Carolina lead. Across the timeline, Spud Webb angling to the right. Kenny Smith on him. Webb is at 5'7". Kenny Smith's at 6'2". Carolina's hit 7 of its last 9 shots, according to our very alert statistician, Bob Woodruff. Myers on the drive, feeds McQueen. Oh! He blew the layup. Whistle. Foul. McQueen went over Perkins' back. My goodness, I think Cozell thought. Just spit it right out, Woody. I think Cozell thought he would be contested going up for the layup. He wasn't. He forced it. It went right over the top of the basket off the right side of the glass.
With the exception of that one, NC State has not had good shot selection in the last 3-4 minutes. Carolina now matching its biggest lead of 5 points, Woody. And Valvano is saying work the ball around and get it down low like we were doing early in the ball game.
Stayed in the 2-3 zone now. Again, Dean Smith said he expected a lot of zone to negate that size mismatch in the backcourt. Jordan, cross court on the left to Doherty. Now it comes to Kenny Smith. Smith penetrates. Jordan, jumper 15. Good. 23-16. Carolina has opened up a 7-point lead on Michael Jordan's 8-point. Remember, these teams have only 3 team timeouts, with this being a nationally televised game today. So Jim Valvano reluctant to take one right here. He's waiting on the next one at the scorer's table, which would be an official timeout and not charged to the guys who wear the red and white. Myers intercepted Jordan. He knocked it away out of bounds, and Hank Nichols says it still belongs to State. Nichols works with John Clockerty and Paul Houseman today. Right now, an official timeout's being taken, so Valvano gets some help here with that official timeout. 7:42 to play in the half. The score with timeout on the floor, Carolina 23, but Jim Valvano is trying to rally the troops.
Carolina only hit 4 of the first 10 shots they took, Woody. Then they came back and have hit the 7 of the last 8. They're now 11 for 18, 61%. Carolina, NC State originally 3 of 10, then they went 3 for 4, and now they've hit a stretch here of 7 shots where they've only hit 1. Now, at that last timeout, not this one, but the timeout, the official timeout before it, the 13:45 mark in the first half, Carolina came back and started fronting Pierre, McQueen, and Charles down low, and since that time, Woody, they have not been effective on the baseline.
Myers caught in the double team, tried to get it to McQueen, threw it away, deflected Brad Doherty. It'll still be State's basketball. Jim Valvano a moment ago seemed to be talking, made a little motion of a triangle in his hand. I'm not sure that was defensively or offensively. We'll try to find out for you. Here's Terry Gannon from top of the circle, 25 feet away, and it's his first bucket of the afternoon. Jerry Gannon. Carolina to the other end, 23-18. Brad Daugherty turns off the right baseline. It won't go down. Michael Jordan is there, falls away. It won't go. Tapped outside, controlled by Gannon for State. State coming on the run. Off to Ernie Myers on the right. Pulls up, shoots, good off the glass. 23-20. State on its way back. 7:05 to play in the half. Kenny Smith sets up the Carolina offense. Wants to go inside with it. First goes to Daugherty on the right. Now to Perkins, who comes to the right wing. Back to Daugherty, back now to Smith. Over to Matt Daugherty, jump shot, 20 feet. No good, bounds away. Perkins had it into the hands of Pierre. He hands it off to Gannon, and now State, down by 7 at 23-16, can run off its 6th unanswered point. Here's Charles, dunk is good. 23-22, and just like that, State's right back in it. 10 points, Lorenzo Charles. Matt Daugherty on the left. Goes to Kenny Smith on the right. Jump shot. No good. Michael Jordan, tap, follow. Perkins, tap. Daugherty, tap. Jordan is there, put it up, wouldn't go. Pierre's got the rebound. Boy, how many chances can Carolina get and it won't go in? That time it was 3. Gannon to Myers, and State can retake the lead. State now going to a triangle offensively. Going to McQueen on the left of the lane. He threw it away. Intended for Gannon. Hit Paul Houseman. Kenny Smith recovered. He'll dunk it on the breakaway at the south end. Kenny Smith with 10 first half points, 25-22. Houseman was standing in bounds, so the ball remained in play when it hit him. Gannon moving to the hash mark, left sideline. Carolina man-to-man defense. Perkins on McQueen, leaning on him. It goes to McQueen, down low, forces it up. It won't go. Jordan's got the rebound. Here come the Heels on the run. 3-on-2. Daugherty on the left. Driving layup is good. Matt Daugherty's first field goal. 27-22, and just like that, the Tar Heels go back up, and Jim Valvano is working on either John Clougherty or his backcourt of Ernie Myers and Terry Gannon. I can't tell, but he's mad at somebody, Henry.
After the timeout, Carolina went, counting the shots they missed before the timeout, too. Carolina missed 6 straight, Woody, before Kenny Smith came back with that slammer.
I think he was telling his backcourt to get in the offense. Ernie Myers. McQueen taps out the rebound from behind Matt Daugherty. Myers missed it bad. Here's Gannon. Good! 25 feet again. I'll bet he was not more than 6 inches from where he hit that last missile. 27-24. Boy, it's a wonder that ball, it's in the air from so far out, it doesn't have snow on it by the time it gets there. Michael Jordan to Matt Daugherty. Over it comes to Kenny Smith on the left side. Back to Daugherty. Jump shot, 20 feet. No good. Matt missed several outside shots. The layup a moment ago, and we've got a travel by Lorenzo Charles falling down when he caught the rebound, and Valvano is really upset. Technical foul! Jim Valvano, it's the first of his career.
Oh, boy.
The first of his career. He had prided himself in the fact he had never gotten a technical. He was working on the official. He just got slapped with it.
I'll tell you what happened. John McClockerty turned his back and walked to the baseline. Jim Valvano threw his hands at him as if to say, I don't believe what you're saying. And up court, nearly at half court, Hank Nichols was the guy that hit him with a tee.
Perkins at the line to shoot the 2 technicals. Good. 4 points now for the Latham, New York senior. He'll have another one coming. Carolina's 9th leading career all-time scorer. 28-24. First one, next one's off the rim, no good. Carolina will get the ball out of bounds at midcourt. Now it'll be interesting to see what that technical does. You remember last year in Raleigh, a couple of technicals against Dean Smith really tilted things in favor of the Wolfpack. Matt Daugherty controls from Steve Hale, who's back in the ball game at the point guard. Back to Daugherty in the right corner. This crowd working on Daugherty as it has for the last 2 years. Daugherty comes back to Hale. Inside to Perkins. Against McQueen. Blocked McQueen. Perkins looked for the foul. Couldn't get it. That brought Dean Smith up off the bench, but he's scanning his bench to get a replacement. Pierre to Charles. Working against Perkins, well out along the left sideline. Bounce pass to Gannon with 4 minutes left in the half. 28-24. Henry Hinton hopes to talk to Lefty Drizel at half. Ernie Myers lost the ball, recovered, goes in, tapped outside, controlled by McQueen. Blocked Perkins, McQueen again, scores, and he's fouled by Joe Wolf. Kohler, Wisconsin freshman Joe Wolf draws the personal foul, the 4th team. McQueen, who Dean Smith rates as one of 3 underrated players in the ACC, along with his own Matt Doherty and Kent Needland from Virginia. Gets the bucket, and he'll have a chance for the three-point play.
After the block, Sam Perkins was out of position a little bit, Woody. When he came down, his momentum took him backwards, and Joe Wolf was left there to try to defend Cozell McQueen, and just got there just a hair late. McQueen sunk it.
McQueen's free throw is good. State's back within 1, 28-27 Carolina. An official timeout called in Raleigh. Timeout on the floor at Reynolds Coliseum with the score at 3:50 to play in the half. Carolina 28, State 27. Drizzell by phone from College Park. The Terps, of course, are next on the Tar Heel schedule next Thursday night. And we'll also have on the phone UNC Chapel Hill Chancellor Christopher Fordham and UNC President William C. Friday talking about the NCAA convention that's coming up and proposals, sort of conflicting proposals, to one, get the presidents more involved from a legislative standpoint, or Henry, get them involved only from an advisory capacity.
Right now, State has hit 5 of their last 9 shots. Carolina only 2 of their last 10, Woody. A cleanly played ball game. Carolina with 3 turnovers. NC State, surprisingly, only 1 turnover here in the first 16.5 minutes of play.
Gannon to Peterson. Low it goes on the baseline to Brad Daugherty. Back to Peterson, who had a hot hand his first stint in the lineup. To Dave Popson. Now to Steve Hale. Hale working to the left. Goes low now to Brad Daugherty. Back to Dave Popson. Popson holds behind his head. Turns. Pierre's on him. Gives it up to Michael Jordan. Jordan will try to use Myers. Ball knocked away. Foul. Ernie Myers. It's his second. But that's only the 4th team foul against State. So Carolina gets the ball out of bounds.
Ernie Myers has been huffing and puffing his last 2 or 3 times down court. And he appears to be really burned out right now, Woody. And when Michael Jordan's making moves on him like he was right there, if his feet aren't quick, he's going to commit that foul on Michael.
Well, Jim Valvano wants his triangle defense again. Here's Dave Popson from out on the right. Missed the shot. Tap, whistle. Foul is on Dave Popson, battling for the rebound of his own miss. Popson draws his first. That'll be the 5th team foul against Carolina. So State gets it out of bounds. Carolina with a 1-point lead, 28-27. Both coaches have been up off the bench, both working with their teams. Jim Valvano working the officials, and it's cost him his first career technical here in the first half. 3:22 to play as Gannon inbounds to Myers. Carolina will pressure backcourt. Jim Valvano wants the triangle on offense. He's actually playing both ways, a triangle on defense and a triangle on offense. Lorenzo Charles wanted to drive the baseline. Charles is triple team. Gets it back out front to Gannon. Gannon with 3:05 works across the top of the circle now to the left. High lob to Charles. Missed it. Brad Daugherty's got the rebound. Tried for the alley-oop and he missed it. Here's Steve Hale. Coming down on the right side to Buzz Peterson. Peterson back to Hale. He'll take the shot. Good. Steve Hale with a left-handed jump shot. His first field goal of the game. 30-27. Carolina by 3. Kenny Smith and Sam Perkins wait at the scorer's table to get back in on the next dead ball. Gannon to the hash mark, left sideline. Double team. Here's the pass to Myers Rudder, and he lost it at the baseline. 2 weak side alley-oop plays have been wide open for State. Charles couldn't convert one. Myers couldn't control the pass on the other. 2:35 left to play in the first half. Kenny Smith has returned to the lineup, replacing Steve Hale. Brad Daugherty is out. Joe Wolf is in, and Sam Perkins has come back in. It's Perkins and Smith who'll handle it in the backcourt. Smith will cross the timeline on the left-handed dribble. 30-27. Tar Heels by 3. They've led by as many as 7. State's biggest lead has been 3. Joe Wolf, high post, low to Jordan. Turn away over McQueen, blocked. McQueen just kept coming to Jordan as he made the turnaround, and State throws it away. Long lead pass for Ernie Myers, thrown away. Jim Valvano is beside himself as the Wolfpack commits its 3rd turnover, and 2 have come. Bam, bam. Kenny Smith on the drive off the glass, no good. Pierre's got the rebound. 2:05 to go in the half. Carolina 30, State 27, and the scoreboard at State today, rather than saying UNC-CH as it is said so often, today says in Carolina. Here's Lorenzo Charles, left baseline. Perkins is there along with Peterson. Back to Ernie Myers, thrown high. Myers controls, comes to the baseline, takes the jump shot. Good, Ernie Myers. Myers has got 8. That's his average thus far this season. He overcame just an atrocious shooting start. State within 1. Peterson, right baseline, no good. Tapped up, knocked over the top of the glass. It belongs to State. State's got a chance to retake the lead, having trailed by 7. 30-29 Carolina. Carolina has hit only 3 of its last 15 shots. Ernie Myers against Peterson. Double dribble by Myers.
Woody, I tell you what, Ernie Myers looks to me like he needs a breather. He has really been running up and down the court, and he is huffing and puffing now. I think that was probably a result of a little bit of fatigue on Ernie Myers' part. His concentration may have left him just a moment because he is looking like he's so tired.
Henry, he's a scorer, not a shooter. And when those first shots went in, I'm going to bet you he almost hyperventilated.
Could be.
Smith, left of the circle, works top, gives back to Matt Doherty. Back it comes to Kenny Smith. Smith driving into the lane, pushes it to Perkins. Jump shot, 15 feet down the baseline. 32-29. Sam Perkins now with 6 first-half points. 65 seconds right now left to play in the half as Gannon gets across the timeline. The double team catches him in Carolina scramble. Perkins deflects it out of bounds into the Tar Heel bench. Dean Smith up quickly, giving defensive instructions to freshman Kenny Smith. Smith now changing up the defense for the Tar Heels. I think the instructions, though, were a little personal for Kenny. Here's Gannon driving into the lane. Circles through, lost the ball. We got a whistle and a tripping foul called on Kenny Smith. It'll be number 1 on the Queens, New York freshman. 6th team foul against Carolina, so State gets the ball out of bounds. Going to be interesting. This first half may run its course without either team going to the bonus. Russell Pierre will inbound from the baseline underneath the State goal. Got it to Myers. Gives it up to Gannon now on the bounce pass. Gannon will come back to the right. Carolina is back in a zone defense now. 45 seconds remaining in the half. Gannon working now to the left on the return pass. Bounce to Russell Pierre. Comes cross court to Ernie Myers. Dishes low to Charles. Jump shot baseline. Good. Lorenzo Charles has 12 first half points. 32-31 Carolina. Dean Smith wants 4 corners and 1 shot. He's calling 4 corners. Smith had signaled for the number 5 offense. Joe Wolf from 15 feet. It went in. 34-31. I don't think it's what the veteran head coach wanted, but it got him a bucket. 15 seconds remain in the half. State will have a chance for a last shot. Gannon across the timeline, pushes to Myers. We're at 9, 8. Listen to the crowd count in the background. Myers at the right wing. Myers fires. No good, an air ball. Jordan will fire to the other end. It'll come up way short. The half is over. Carolina led by as many as 7 after State jumped on top by 3. And here at the break, the Carolina lead is 3.
You work so hard and come so far. You always knew.
And Raleigh, North Carolina, and out down the stretch, final couple of minutes, first half. Turnovers hurt North Carolina State.
The turnovers are usually worth 4 points. 2 you might get, and 2 the other team might get. So that's a key statistic. The 5-point spread in the shooting is because North Carolina has taken a better selection of shots.
And the high point man of the game, Lorenzo Charles, with the 12. North Carolina led by Kenny Smith, the point guard, with 10 points. He had 5 of 8 from the field. Michael Jordan 4 for 10 from the floor. Jordan also had 6 rebounds. No one in foul difficulty.
Well, what happens here is that Matt Doherty has to start hitting that 15-footer. They're letting him have it.
And for the Wolfpack, Lorenzo Charles with the 12 points. He had 5 of 9 from the field.
Well, they had a lot of easy shots. Their timing is off a little bit. I think there's pressure on them because they know if they lose this game, they've lost 2 in the ACC, and they're going to go on the road for 3 more games. Well, here's the chippies. These are the easy baskets, the runaway baskets, where University of North Carolina got the edge by 7 of them. That means 14 points. Second shots put up and fast break baskets. The Wolfpack has to start protecting the backcourt. Now, in the paint, Jim Valvano didn't want them to score in the paint. He thought if he could stop them inside the paint, he could win the ball game. They are not doing a particularly good job at that.
North Carolina coming in, record of 9-0, ranked number 1 by the Associated Press, number 2 in UPI. North Carolina beating Missouri, won decisively on the road at Stanford, and at Syracuse, won the Holiday Festival at the Garden in New York. Tomorrow, big day of sports here on NBC. Seattle Seahawks, who knocked off the LA
31 lead over NC State. But this one certainly, Henry, hitting a long way from being decided.
Well, Michael Jordan had a very good first half, Woody, and that's got to mean good things for the Tar Heels because Michael had not been happy with his play offensively, not necessarily the total offensive game, but he just hadn't been shooting that well. He was 4 of 10 in the first half, and he also grabbed 6 rebounds, and he's got 8 points going, so that could mean good things for Carolina.
State possession of the ball to start the second half. It's Gannon controlling in the midcourt area for the Wolfpack. Now to Pierre down the left sideline. State started Gannon, Myers, Pierre, McQueen, and Charles. Carolina going with its original starting lineup of Smith, Jordan, Doherty, and Perkins. Lorenzo Charles against Sam Perkins. Wanted to take the jump shot, couldn't get it off. State in white moving to the south goal here in the second half of play. Lorenzo Charles inside, muscling his way through and scoring. 14 points for the Brooklyn, New York junior, Lorenzo Charles. 34-33, State again within one. Kenny Smith comes top of the circle, gets it now to Matt Doherty over on the left. We got a whistle and a foul off the ball has been called on Russell Pierre. Foul on Pierre is his first, and it will be the first team foul on State in the second half. Neither of the ball clubs got into the bonus situation in the first 20 minutes of action from Raleigh. We're going not only today to all of our affiliates along the Tar Heel Sports Network, but to over 300 stations worldwide on the Armed Forces Network. High alley-oop to Brad Doherty. Knocked away. Lorenzo Charles was there to deflect the pass. 4 turnovers. State comes away with it. Here's Gannon. Front court to Myers. Back out front to Gannon. Top of the circle. He'll work on the right-hand dribble now to the right side. Kenny Smith tightening up on him. Comes back cross court to Pierre. Pierre drops it out front now to Myers. Doherty on him. Back to Gannon on the right. Smith dogging his path as he moves down toward the right corner. He'll come back up the sideline now. Breaks his dribble, and Smith hacks him across the arm. Kenny Smith second. First team foul. Henry, when I mentioned Armed Forces Radio a moment ago, it hits especially home with me. I've got a younger brother who, along with his wife, is in the United States Air Force serving in Korea, and I would hope that they're getting a chance to listen to our voice today many miles away from home.
Hank Nichols just talked with Sam Perkins and Lorenzo Charles. Little physical activity going on underneath the basket again, Woody, and they're trying to keep it from getting out of hand.
State with a chance to lead. Myers from on the right, missed it, tapped outside, knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Carolina. The Carolina defense saw the ball hit by State as it was going away, and actually Kenny Smith and Matt Doherty ducked under that ball so it would not hit them on its way out of bounds. 34-33, Carolina by 1, 18:40 to play. Here's Perkins low, lost the ball, recovered, saved it to Kenny Smith from 15 feet. Good! Kenny Smith with 12 points. He leads the Carolina scoring. Michael Jordan had 8 in the first half. Sam Perkins 6. 36-33, Carolina by 3. Gannon across the timeline. Goes to Charles, who's come well out. Charles down the right sideline now to Myers. Back to Gannon. Gannon will come across the top of the circle, looking inside. Pushes it away to Pierre. Comes back to Charles. Perkins knocks it away. Sam will run it down. Myers trying to catch up. Sam will dunk it. Myers ran right by him, didn't try to stop him, and Sam almost took the north goal off its bolts. 38-33. I almost said hinges, but those darn things don't come on hinges, do they? They don't flop back and forth. 38-33. McQueen tried to drive baseline. Doherty was there and lost it over the inline out of bounds. State's turned it over now 8 times, and State's going to use its first official timeout of the ball game. Jim Valvano has got to make some adjustments, and he can't wait long to do it.
You've worked so hard and come so far. Your moment's here, so take it. Bring out your best Budweiser Light. Bring out your best Budweiser Light.
Play in the basketball game. State again going to a triangle and 2 defense, and when they do, Pierre is taking Perkins most of the time, and Myers is looking after Jordan. This time it's a triangle and 2 again, but they've changed their man-to-man assignments. Here's Kenny Smith, top of the circle, no good. Jordan follows back up and scores. He caught it with his right hand outside the rim on the left, and just as soft as a baby's bottom, he put it right back in. 40-33. Feathery touch was the description I was looking for, but baby's bottom came to my mind first. Wonder why. It's been a long time since I had a baby around my house. Gannon to Myers. Myers working down the right side. Turns, comes back out front. Now drops it back to Charles along the right sideline. Lorenzo will work baseline. Caught in the double team in Carolina's scramble defense to Gannon. Gannon trying to get out of traffic. Feeds to Pierre. Weak side. Layup. Blocked. Jordan tapped by Doherty. Recovered Jordan. Valvano upset that there was no foul. Jordan to Smith, and we get a whistle and a foul on Lorenzo Charles, sticking a hand in on Michael Jordan. It's number 2 on State and the 5th team foul. The shot from outside a moment ago by Kenny Smith was missed, and Jordan just delicately went up and got it and stuck it back in. Block a moment ago and a good one at the defensive end of the floor by Brad Daugherty against Russell Pierre. It was tapped away to Michael Jordan. The Tar Heels were coming on the run. Lorenzo Charles stopped it with State's second team foul. Carolina puts it in, bounds from the left sideline. Smith to Jordan, right back to Kenny Smith. High to Perkins. Perkins at the baseline, loops it back to Daugherty to Jordan. Jordan comes off the baseline, takes the jumper, no good. Bounds back outside, recovered by Gannon for State. Terry hustles to the other end. Gannon fires a rocket. Good! Terry Gannon from 28 feet on the left side. 40-35. The Carolina lead is 5. The Heels had matched their biggest lead of 7 points. Smith inside to Perkins. He turns around, looks at several options, finally gives to Smith. Now to Matt Daugherty on the left. Matt whips it back over to Smith. Now it goes to Jordan, working the right baseline. Kenny Smith to Matt Daugherty. The whole squad working on him. Here's Kenny Smith driving the lane, scoops it up, it won't go. Perkins follows on the slam dunk. Perkins now with 10 points in the ball game on 2 second-half field goals. 42-35. Carolina back up by 7. Spud Webb back in the game for State. Carries the ball down the right side. Back out front to Gannon now to Webb. Smith almost knocked it away. Back to Gannon. Another missile. Partially deflected. Tap. Perkins. Recovered Daugherty. Daugherty was looking for Jordan but couldn't get him the ball. To Kenny Smith. Smith whips it to Perkins. Jump hook in the lane is good, and he's fouled by Terry Gannon. Gannon or Webb. Paul Houseman will come out of the lane and make the call. It's on Spud Webb, the 5'7" junior from Dallas, Texas. Perkins will get the jump hook. He'll go to the line on a chance for the three-point play, and Henry counting his 3 field goals here in the second half. The big guy out of Latham has poured in 4 in a row.
And he's looking real strong, Woody. He continually goes to that basket like he means business, and with the strength that he has been able to muster over the last several games, he's become one of the dominant forces in the country inside. That's with that basket. He gives Carolina its biggest lead of the day at 9 points, Woody, and a chance to stretch it to 10 right now.
15-32, Perkins at the line against the sea of red arms, waving arms in that north end zone. He knocks in his 13th point. Sam's been averaging 26 points over his last 2 games with 31 and 21, as Henry told you later. To Daugherty, caught. Nice catch by Rodney Butts. Puts it up. It won't go. The foul is on Brad Daugherty. Rodney Butts, a 6'7" freshman from College Park, Georgia, had come in relieving Russell Pierre. I am amazed that we are not seeing Benny Bolton thus far today. Bolton had his season's high of 11 points on Wednesday night against Maryland and was very effective, I thought, late.
Well, Jim Valvano told me before the game today, Woody, he'd been a little disappointed in Benny Bolton's play. He said that he scores well, he goes to the basket well, but some of the other things he just has not picked up on quickly. As wanted to also mention the same type thing about Spud Webb, but we have seen Spud in the ball game here in the second half.
Butts misses both his free throws. Brad Daugherty comes away with it for Carolina. It's off to Steve Hale as Kenny Smith is taking a break on the bench. Here's Hale away to Matt Daugherty on the left side. 15-13. Carolina's lead has reached such proportions now that the whole squad has almost become quiet. Now they're back in force as Daugherty handles it to Jordan. Whips it back to Perkins. Jump hook. No good. Tapped around. Recovered finally by Butts in the right corner. 45-35. Carolina leading by 10. Perkins chasing Butts as they come front court. Got it away to Spud Webb. You ever seen a 6'11" pickpocket with 41 arm reach? That's what Sam looked like coming front court. Charles turns, shoots, won't go. Jordan skies to grab the rebound on the right side. Boy, that's one thing the coaching staff has wanted Michael to do, and he's done of late. He's gone to the board with aggressiveness. Had 8 rebounds, a season's high. Here's Brad Daugherty. Wouldn't go, follows and scores. Brad Daugherty's first field goal of the game, 47-35. Jim Valvano is debating on whether or not to use that second timeout right now. He took one look at Ed McClain, his part-time assistant, and decided against it. Spud Webb, way out on the right wing, an air ball. Brad Daugherty catches the rebound on the bounce. Gets it away now to Matt Daugherty. Daugherty coming down on the right side. Gets it now to Steve Hale. Hale in from 10 feet, shoots, it won't go, and he's fouled. John Clockerty coming away to make the call as Buzz Peterson is in for Carolina. The foul for NC State. Well, I didn't get it. Foul says it's on Webb. They first said 25. The scoreboard was showing 25. Tell you what, folks, there ain't a 25 on the NC State roster. It's on Spud Webb. It's his second. It'll be the 4th team foul against State, and Steve Hale fouled in the act of shooting, gets 2. The first one is good. front rim and back rim before finally falling through for the son of the former head coach at Oral Roberts. Steve shooting 93% at the line, and he drops in the next one, too. Kenny Smith is back into the Tar Heel lineup now, so we'll set Carolina for you. It is Kenny Smith, Buzz Peterson, Matt Doherty, Brad Doherty, and Joe Wolf. State's got Russell Pierre, Terry Gannon, Ernie Myers, Lorenzo Charles, and Cozell McQueen. Russell finally hands the ball in to Terry. Gannon and Pierre with it in the backcourt. And it's Pierre getting it across the timeline right side. Dribbles through the double team. Tried to go to Cozell. Kenny Smith got back and blocked it out of bounds. Still State's ball. 49-35 the score. Dean Smith getting Michael Jordan up, but State will get the ball in play before Jordan can report. Gannon back to Myers. Back it comes to Gannon. That's about his range. It's only 40 feet. Pierre over on the left side. Goes baseline to Charles. Jumper over Joe Wolf. Good. Lorenzo Charles with 16, 49-37. Kenny Smith bounce pass to Matt Doherty down the right sideline. Back it comes to Smith. Carolina in blue, working to the north goal here in the second half. Kenny Smith over on the right. The State crowd now trying to get back in it. Be a sixth man if possible for the Wolfpack. Doherty from Kenny Smith. Doherty holds high, comes to Kenny Smith. Puts it over now to Buzz Peterson on the right. High post pass to Brad Doherty. Joe Wolf off the baseline. Wouldn't go. Matt Doherty from behind Lorenzo Charles. Gannon tried to save it, went right back to Matt Doherty. Doherty dribbles out top of the circle. Fakes the pass to Peterson, gives to Kenny Smith. Now sets the pick. Bounce pass back to Peterson. Peterson will go one dribble, then give back to Kenny Smith. Penetrates back to Buzz Peterson. He fumbled it, but then recovered. Peterson in a bit of trouble to Kenny Smith to Matt Doherty. Doherty looks inside. Joe Wolf strips to the ball by Myers. Here comes State on the run. Myers coming down against Matt Doherty all the way, looking for his shot off the glass. No good. Brad Doherty, see there? Myers. Now he wants the foul. Smith to Peterson. Buzz takes it all the way, and we get an offensive foul on Buzz Peterson. Terry Gannon knocked flat of his back underneath the Carolina goal. The foul on Peterson is his first, and it'll be the third team foul against Carolina.
Well, the play down court, it looked like Gannon probably was leaning into the play a little bit, Woody. It's, I got to say, a little bit of a question whether or not he had set himself defensively before he picked up the charge from Buzz Peterson. But right now, Jim Valvano begging his team to increase their shot selection a little bit. With the exception of one shot by Lorenzo Charles a minute ago, they've been taking 4 shots.
Stolen by Perkins on the inside pass to Charles. Now it's off to Kenny Smith. 49-37. Carolina with 5 turnovers. State has got 9. Here's Buzz Peterson. Baseline. It was short. Recovered. Jordan layup is good. Jordan took it out of Charles's hand underneath. Charles had the rebound. Jordan pulled it away for his 12th point. 51-37. It's a 14-point lead. Valvano standing at the bench, not instructing. Looked again for a moment as if he might want to go to the timeout. Myers coming to the baseline. Myers off the wing to McQueen. One dribble, then looked again and bounces inside to Pierre. Pierre lays it up. Good. Russell Pierre. Only his second field goal. 51-39. Offensive foul. Kenny Smith. Dean Smith, the Carolina staff can't believe it. They thought that Terry Gannon did not give Kenny Smith room to maneuver, which the defensive man is supposed to do. But right now, an official timeout being called in Raleigh. So with 11:53 to play in the ball game, timeout on the floor with the score: Carolina 51, State 39.
In the first half, NC State now 4 for 10, and they're, of course, equals 40%. They are 0 for 2 from the line. Carolina perfect from the line in the second half. They've shot 3, made 3. Both teams with 3 turnovers in the second half, Woody.
North Carolina State is going to have the ball inbounds with 11:53 to go in the ball game. Terry Gannon, Russell Pierre, Ernie Myers, Lorenzo Charles, and Cozell McQueen come back for the pack. For Carolina, Kenny Smith, Michael Jordan, Brad Doherty, Buzz Peterson, and Sam Perkins. Ernie Myers controls on the right from Gannon to McQueen to Myers. Now back to Gannon, top of the circle. Back it goes to Myers. Looking low for McQueen. Back out front to Gannon. Gannon will work around to the left side against the Carolina zone defense. Carolina coming now to almost a matchup zone. It looked for a moment like it was a 2-1-2, but as the ball goes to the wing, Carolina's defense tightens up. An air ball way short. Jordan deflected it, and John Clockerty whistles him for the foul. It'll be number 2 on the Wilmington senior, or junior rather, from Laney High School. 4th team foul, but Gannon will go to the line to shoot a pair. Terry Gannon shooting 76% at the line. You know, a year ago he shot 90% at the free throw line. 51-39. Gannon ready. And it's good. 7 points for Gannon. He came into the ball game averaging 13 points a game. That's headed only by Lorenzo Charles, 20.9. Charles pushing Duke's Johnny Dawkins now for leadership in the ACC. Next free throw is good as well. 51-41. The Carolina lead has been 14 twice. It's at 10 right now. The nation's #1 Tar Heels getting the ball front court now. Kenny Smith on the left side against Terry Gannon. Smith coming now to the right. Gives to Sam Perkins, who comes to the wing. Now it's back to Kenny Smith. Smith now would, as State goes man-to-man, would like to have the 1-4 alignment. It's Michael Jordan on the right wing now, and the coaching staff wants to be sure all of the Tar Heels have the #1 offense. Smith across the top of the circle, bounce pass to Jordan. Now it comes back to Smith. Smith will work to the right, goes to Perkins. Perkins turns on Pierre, jump hook, good! 53-41, Sam Perkins with 15. 11 minutes, just under that, left to play in the ball game from Raleigh. Terry Gannon across the timeline, works inside the hash mark, down the left sideline in front of the packed bench. Fires from the corner, good. You knew it was in. We were right above where he launched that shot. You knew it was in the moment it left his hand. 53-43, on the drive at the other end. Kenny Smith takes it home for his 14th point. 55-43, and just like that, the Carolina lead is back to 12. Gannon across the timeline. Carolina scramble defense. Double teams him. Goes to Pierre at the wing. Oh, a reverse dribble. Sends him left of the circle to McQueen. Now to Charles. He'll drive into the middle. Lays it up. Block. Jordan. We got a whistle, and the foul's on Brad Doherty. He got him before Jordan could get there with a block. It's #2 on the Black Mountain sophomore. The 5th team foul against Carolina. And Charles, who's shooting 75% at the line, will go there again as Matt Doherty returns and Buzz Peterson goes out.
Lorenzo Charles averaging almost 21 points a game, really taking it to the hoop. Has got to be one of the most improved players in the country. Had 3 guys on him that time winning. Sign of, he dropped the first free throw in. Sign of a great player is even though you're being double, even triple teamed, you can still take it to the hoop and do it. Lorenzo Charles has done all day long today and all season long. He's really playing well. Got 17 points now.
55-44, make it 18. He made both of them. Carolina by 10, 55-45 with 10:15 to play. Still very much a typical ACC game. The crowd wants the Wolfpack to make a run at it now. Jordan, top of the circle against Myers. Working to the right. Uses the Matt Doherty screen. Takes the jump shot. Went in. Popped out. Follow inside. No good. And Russell Pierre is away with a rebound for State. State can get the deficit now to single digits, which would be important as we're now under 10 minutes to play. Gannon at the hash mark on the right side. Nice bounce pass to Myers. Off the glass. Good. Ernie Myers, that's his first field goal of the second half. He's got 10 points, and that's the first shot he's hit out of his last 4. 55-47, Carolina by 8. Bounce pass away to Matt Doherty. Back it comes to Kenny Smith, working to the right, looking for Perkins. High lob to Sam, made a nice catch of the ball behind McQueen. He'll come to the lane, ball knocked away by Gannon, recovered Pierre. State can now get within 6. 7 turnovers for the Wolfpack, or for Carolina. Here's Ernie Myers, baseline, inside, in traffic, missed the shot. Matt Doherty's got it. Myers had the defense all around him, still forced it up. Brad Doherty to Michael Jordan. And we get a whistle, and the foul is on Terry Gannon, I believe. John Clockerty coming out from underneath. No, it's on right, Ernie Myers. Not Gannon, but Myers. That's his 3rd, and it's the 5th team foul, and Jordan will go to the line. That foul coming with 9:09 left to play in the ball game, and Myers is the first Wolfpacker to pick up 3. Carolina does not have anybody as yet with 3. Michael Jordan's first trip to the free throw line. He's ready, and it is good. Michael Jordan has just now moved ahead of Al Lipson, who played in the mid-50s for Carolina, as the Tar Heels' 15th all-time leading scorer with 1,323 points. 56-47. Michael ready on the next one. Clean shaven on the top of his head today. The next one's good as well. 14 for Jordan, which matches his season's average to date. 57-47. Jim Valvano on one knee in his 4th year as head of the Wolfpack, directing his offensive traffic now as the Wolfpack is bringing it to the goal at the end of the floor where State's seated. Ernie Meyer, our brother Lorenzo Charles from well out, deflected. Kenny Smith on a great pass back to Jordan. Doherty made one pass too many. We got a whistle. It was knocked out of bounds by State. I thought Matt probably that time should have taken it onto the hoop. Knocked away. It'll still be Carolina's ball. Benny Bolton is making his first appearance. The 6'7" freshman from Washington, D.C. who started Wednesday night against Maryland and scored a season's high of 11 points. Matt Doherty on the inbounds play, left sideline. Coming now left of the circle. Breaks his dribble to Brad Doherty. Turn around from 12 feet, went in and popped out. Perkins battling McQueen, and it's McQueen who comes away with it with 8:35 to play. Off to Gannon. Gannon across the timeline, works left of the circle. Just inside the hash mark, inside to Charles. Charles turns through traffic, lost it, ball loose on the floor, recovered. Perkins knocks it away out of bounds as Jordan and Charles hit the deck. Both of those guys are clean shaven up top. Henry, in the national championship game last year, Lorenzo Charles scored the dunk that won it. How many points did he have in the game? Any idea? 2? You think he was really effective?
All I know is I remember 2 of them.
He had 4. 57-47, but he had been a real leader up to that point. Myers, or Gannon rather, misses off the front of the rim. Bolden follows up and scores. Benny Bolden gets his first field goal coming off the bench. 57-49. The Carolina lead is 8. 8 minutes to go. Brad Doherty turns around and scores. Only his second field goal. Left of the lane from about 10 feet. 59-49. Carolina by 10. Terry Gannon across the timeline. Carolina in the zone now as it goes to Benny Bolden on the left. Gannon now to Myers. To Cozell McQueen. Back it comes to Myers. Jump shot off the front of the rim. Brad Doherty controls. Knocked away. Doherty recovered on the bounce. Now to Kenny Smith. Alley-oop to Jordan. He caught it. Was too far underneath. Dean Smith, the Carolina bench, thought Jordan was undercut. 49. Blocked by Jordan. Good block. Matt Doherty recovers to Kenny Smith. Gannon will try to stop him, and Kenny Smith double dribbles the basketball. Turns it over to NC State.
Since the last official timeout at the 11:53 mark, NC State has equaled Carolina scoring. Both teams have scored 10 points since that timeout.
Henry, we've got another official timeout right now. 7:21 to play in the ball game, and with timeout on the floor, the score: Carolina 59, Carolina against Maryland. And I hope you will be tuned our way at 7:35 when we hit the air. Carolina's inside game today, very, very effective.
Well, they're shooting 10 for 19 the second half, Woody, 53%. NC State 7 for 17, 41%, but here of recent, in the last 5-6 minutes, it's been just about an equal ball game on the board anyway, and we'll have to see what happens now, see if State can manage to get back.
Kenny Smith, the point guard. Michael Jordan. Here's Sam Perkins.
See, he did that with the right hand, even with the sprained thumb. Now, he's lefty. I think they call that ambidextrous. Good. Close. Very good. In the ballpark. Got to score here, State. Again, Carolina, tight zone, making a hit to the outside. Coach Smith holding his usual basketball clinic. Drop down a little bit lower, Charles.
To Bolden. Bolden right back to Gannon. Gannon works down to Bolden again, deep in the left corner. Charles trying to free up inside. Perkins was playing behind him. Brad Doherty's moved over in front of him a bit. There's the rebound captured by Charles. He lays it up, and it's no good, and the foul's on Brad Doherty as they go to the glass. Brad Doherty becomes the first Tar Heel to be saddled with 3, at least that I've counted. Coming with 6:06 left to play in the ball game. And we're in agreement on that as the scoreboard here at Reynolds, which gives you all kinds of information except how to get out of town. Shows that Brad Doherty's got 3. Lorenzo Charles off the front of the rim, and Brad Doherty's got the free throw. Charles has missed 2, or the rebound off the missed free throw. Charles has missed 2 in a row now for State. 61-49. It's a 12-point Carolina lead. Dean Smith wants the number 3 offense now, which would be the Tar Heel passing game. Perkins holding at the right wing. He's calling Kenny Smith to him. He hands it finally off to Smith. Perkins again playing today with his right hand heavily taped. He suffered a moderate sprain on that last Saturday. but was very effective on Thursday night. Here's Jordan working against Myers. Fall away, jump shots off the front of the rim. Brad Daugherty taps it outside, draws the foul. Lorenzo Charles had blocked him out. Brad Daugherty went right up his back. All 4 of his fouls have come here in the second half. Jordan's now missed his last 3 shots, Henry. As a matter of fact, he's hit only 1 of his last 5.
You mentioned Sam Perkins' right hand being heavily taped again today, Woody. I noticed just a minute ago I was going to make this point that Sam's last hook shot was with his right hand, and it was very soft, and apparently the dexterity in those fingers is up there, and he's not having much trouble, even though it is heavily taped. Sam Perkins just playing outstanding basketball.
Lorenzo Charles at the free throw line. He misses again. He's missed 3 in a row. Tapped off the glass, recovered Perkins. Now to Kenny Smith. 5.5 minutes to play. Carolina leading by 12 in Raleigh. Heels trying to go 10-0. Wolfpack would like to pull off another backdoor Kenny Smith layup. Great pass, Brad Daugherty. See there, he's a little frustrated now by the fouls, but it's not affecting him at the other end of the floor, at least in his game. For Kenny Smith, 16 points. Gannon on a missile. It's good from the left sideline. Kerry Gannon with 12, 63-51. Carolina's lead is 12. We're at 5 minutes to play in this ACC struggle. The first of the season for Carolina, number 2 for State. Here's the pass inside to Brad Daugherty. Fakes. Charles puts it up, scores, and draws the foul on Lorenzo Charles. Nice head fake that time by Brad Daugherty to get Charles hanging in the air. And Lorenzo came down on his back. It'll be number 3 on Lorenzo Charles. And that will be the 6th team foul against State. Brad Daugherty has his 3rd field goal. He's hit 2 in a row and a chance for a 3-point play.
And this also, if Brad Daugherty can make this shot, Woody, would be Carolina's largest lead of the day. So Carolina, even though State keeps hacking away, comes back and pulls away again from the Wolfpack.
For the 3rd time today, the Heels are leading by 14. It is 15, the biggest of the afternoon, as Henry quickly pointed out. Joe Wolf is into the lineup now to replace Brad Daugherty. He'll take a seat with 4 personals. And it could also be that Carolina is getting ready to spread its offense out a bit because Wolf handles the ball very well and is usually one of the big men in the lineup when Carolina is going to 4. We'll watch and see. Bolton from Myers comes cross court on the left to Bolton, low to McQueen. McQueen with a hook over the top of Perkins, no good. Jordan down with a rebound. He was above the rim as that ball was peaking at the top of its light. Here's Perkins. We get a blocking foul called on Benny Bolton. The basket is going to count. John Clarkerty calls a goaltend, and the bucket will count, and Valvano is seated right in front of his bench. He just slumped back to his rear when that goaltending was called.
I think it actually was pinned on the glass. It might have been pinned on the glass, Woody. Looked like it might have, well, he actually might have caught it coming off the glass.
The ball was banked off the glass, and I believe it indeed was touched coming off the glass. 19 points for Sam Perkins at 68-51. The lead could go to 18 and does on Sam Perkins' 20th point of the afternoon. 4:36 left to play. Not much noise emanating from Reynolds Coliseum right now. The scoreboard tells you why. Carolina 69, State 51. Bolton comes cross court. Or Pierre to Bolton deep in the left corner. Gannon against the Tar Heel zone to Ernie Myers. Myers works the right side. Goes to McQueen. He's caught the double team. Now gives it back to Myers. Comes now back to Gannon. Gannon whips it away to Myers. Ernie will fake Jordan, come for the shot, drops it off to Bolton. Bolton lays it up, or Russell Pierre lays it up and good. 6 points for Pierre, 69-53, 4 minutes to play. It's a 16-point Carolina lead. Kenny Smith, bounce pass away to Sam Perkins, who's standing well out at the hash mark on the left sideline. Bounce pass comes now to Jordan. Jordan drops it right back to Matt Daugherty. Daugherty will give it up to Kenny Smith. Smith goes right back to Michael Jordan. Jordan will drive into the lane, takes the jump shot, and it's no good. Pulled off the rim as it came down by Cozell McQueen for NC State. To Terry Gannon. 3:35 to go. Gannon goes inside the hash mark along the right. Carolina back to a man-to-man defense now after the missed field goal. Drop to McQueen. We get a whistle. Fouls on Sam Perkins. Sam stuck a hand in as McQueen came by to take the pass. It's his 3rd. McQueen, who is shooting 65% at the line, will go there for 1-and-1. But right now, there's an official timeout called at Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh. Timeout on the floor. 3:29 to play in the ball game with a score, Carolina 69, State 53.
XEC now has office copiers that go beyond basic black. The Canon NP270 series, the full system compacts that copy in black, brown, or blue. They make up to 27 copies a minute, reduce and enlarge. And full system means options such as an automatic document feeder, compact sorter, and 2,000 sheet paper deck. Canon's affordable NP270. Call XEC to find out more at 332-1251. Canon lets you communicate in color.
Sleep with confidence on a Carolina waterbed. Carolina Waterbeds presents a free 30-night test rest. Rest on the Carolina waterbed for 30 nights, and if you're not completely satisfied, we will cheerfully refund every penny. At
The other end of the floor has converted some fast breaks that the Tar Heels have been able to score off of here in the second half. I think except for that drought midway the first half, Henry, it's been a most effective Tar Heel performance.
And Sam Perkins, we mentioned just a moment ago, playing ambidextrous with both hands, including the right one that is heavily taped because of that thumb problem. He had 8 of 11 in the ball game. Michael Jordan, 6 of 17, 8 of 13 for Kenny Smith. Matt Daugherty's hit 1 of 4, and Brad Daugherty 3 of 8 for NC State. Lorenzo Charles, 7 of 13. Terry Gannon is 5 of 10. That's not bad because he's been shooting from downtown Raleigh. Ernie Myers, 5 of 15, and you pointed out very aptly when Ernie's not shooting well, NC State's game is not on top of itself.
Folks, Henry Hinton said ambidextrous and didn't have it written down. That came right off the top of his head. That was an honest-to-God ad-lib. 69-55. Carolina now going to the four corners to try to get the layup or draw the foul. Bill Friday said at halftime that our school system was good, and it was good when Henry was going to school. Ambidextrous.
My English professor is probably grinning right now.
Well, we don't have things so you can draw like John Madden does on Sunday afternoons on the NFL. I've always thought that I bet John Madden's 3rd and 4th grade art teacher never knew he'd be doing that in front of about 80 million people when she taught him how to color 1 because 1 is red and color 2 because 2 is blue. They just threw a plastic cup out onto the playing floor, and Matt Daugherty, without looking, picked it up and sailed it back into the seats, and unfortunately may have grazed an innocent bystander, but not enough to hurt the person. So unfortunately, it couldn't have hit the person that threw it. There's just no place for that in any athletics. Throw oranges, whatever, on a football field or particularly on a basketball court because you're really, setting up a bad situation for the young men who play this game. If they were watching these spectators, they wouldn't be throwing things at them, I don't think. Kenny Smith in the four corners against Spud Webb. We've got 2.5 minutes left to play in the ball game. Carolina's got a 14-point lead. Brad Daugherty is in the ball game now in the four corners, and we got the whistle and the foul on Terry Gannon as Michael Jordan started to drive. The foul on Gannon, the Joliet, Illinois junior, is his first. It's the 7th team foul. Carolina is in the bonus. Now, this four corners, of course, due to the fact with Brad Daugherty still in the ball game, of course, he's playing with 4. Sam Perkins has got 3, so Henry, that's a big reason for going to 4 here with just under 3 minutes to play in the ball game. Michael Jordan, 2 of 2 at the line today, make him 3 of 3. Jordan now with 15 points. He came in averaging 14.3 and 4 rebounds. But Henry, I think the thing I've been really impressed with today, the second straight game, Michael has really gone to the glass at the defensive end of the floor.
Michael hits his second free throw, and that makes Carolina 9 for 9 for the free throw line in the second half. And boy, I tell you, that's been a big help here in the second half.
The lead is 16, 71-55. State controlling. George McLean has come in the ball game now for the Wolfpack, a 6-foot sophomore from Rocky Mount. Gannon from 25 feet scores again for State. He's got 14 on the day, and State very quickly uses its second team timeout. So there's timeout on the floor. 2:06 remaining to be played in Raleigh with the score. Carolina 71, State 57. To the Tar Heel Sports Network, and we send along our very best from North Carolina today, Henry, especially to all those servicemen and women stationed around the world who hail from the Tar Heel State.
Unofficially, Carolina's hit exactly 1/2 of its shots, 30 for 60. They're 11 for 13 from the line, and 9 of 9 in the second half. Carolina's shooting well, Woody.
Carolina working against State's pressure in the backcourt. Matt Daugherty gets it across the timeline. He gets hacked by Cozell McQueen. McQueen draws his second personal foul. Daugherty will go to the line. Matt has scored only 1 field goal today in 4 attempts. He has not taken a shot in the second half. You know, Henry, North Carolina State had lost 7 straight games since the arrival of Jim Valvano to Carolina before the upset loss by Carolina here in Reynolds Coliseum last year during the regular season and then in the tournament. Matt Daugherty's first free throw is up and good. He's now got 3 points. He'll have another shot coming with 1:56 to play. This next free throw is good as well. So it is 73-57, a 16-point Carolina lead. We're under 2 minutes to play in Raleigh. George McLean to the left baseline, caught the double team, lost the ball, recovered, looped it back to Spud Webb. Spud Webb into the lane, feeds Charles for the slam dunk. He hung on the rim just a tad, but not enough to draw a technical with his 20th point. 73-59, 1:41 to go. Inbounds to Brad Daugherty, comes back to Perkins, now to Kenny Smith. Kenny Smith out of Queens, New York, will work against Texas's Spud Webb. Gets it across the timeline on the right side. Goes back to the left, back to the right. Between the leg dribble. You know, that used to be a move you never saw, and now you go to Biddy League basketball games at YMCA's, and you'll see the guard bringing it across the line, take it between his legs at about 8 or 9 years old. We got a whistle, and a foul along the sideline is called on Cozell McQueen. It's his third, and so Sam Perkins will go to the line.
Well, you're talking about the streaks here, Woody. Of course, this is going to interrupt a 2-game winning streak NC State holds over Carolina if the Tar Heels can hang on to win. But Jim Valvano told me before the ball game, he said, this game could be a blowout. He says, and I mean it. He says, people don't believe it, but I'm telling you that I don't think my club's very good right now. We're getting better, but we're not there yet. So Valvano knew that his team might be in a little bit of a problem today.
Sam Perkins made his first. He's got 21, make it 22. He made both of them, and Sam Perkins has now surpassed Michael Corrin as Carolina's 8th all-time leading scorer. His 22 points here today give him 1,769 for his career. He's already third on the rebounding list behind Billy Cunningham and Mitch Kupchak. McLean out of the right corner. An air ball that Daugherty caught right underneath the bucket, standing flat-footed. Matt Daugherty in the backcourt, got to have some help. Throws it front court. Jordan came right out of the State defense and made the catch. State was not expecting it. We get McLean with 1 minute left, reaching around and fouling Jordan. It'll be the first on McLean, and a good many of the Wolfpack faithful are heading for the exits in Raleigh. 75-59. Most of the red left in the building now, about half of it anyway, is the back of empty seats. Jordan at the free throw line. It's good. Carolina will widen its margin here at the line. Jordan now with 17 points, 8 in the first half, 9 here in the second half on 5 free throws. Dean Smith getting ready to put Dudley senior Cecil Exum in the lineup, and he will. Exum is coming in, replacing Matt Daugherty. 77-59. It's an 18-point Carolina lead, and I want to tell you what, Henry, the road doesn't get any easier for the Wolfpack. 0-2 in the ACC. State goes to Clemson Monday night and to Virginia next Wednesday night. Jim Valvano said he called Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, and Duke and said, you mean we can't come open your ACC season as well? Perkins is leaving with 22 points to his credit, Henry.
Lefty Drizel said in the halftime interview, in case you missed it, he thought that possibly 7 teams from the ACC could go to the NCAAs this year.
Gannon misses the shot, but the rebound belongs to State. Here's Webb on the drive, scoops it up off the glass. It won't go. Rebounded by McQueen, blocked behind by Daugherty, and the foul's on Dave Popson, who's back in the Carolina lineup. Clock stop with 44 seconds. Stay tuned. We're going to the Carolina dressing room to talk with head coach Dean Smith and Kenny Smith. Kenny Smith with 16 points here today. We'll try to get to him, but I think in his first ACC game, Henry, he was just outstanding.
I agree with you, Woody. Just a super game for the freshman.
I mean, we're spoiled. We expected from Perkins and Jordan, but free throw by McQueen is good. He'll have another one coming.
Before that free throw, in the last 2 minutes, Carolina had outscored State 6-2, and all 6 of the points had come from the line for Carolina.
McQueen misses the next one. Popson had it. Gannon stripped him of the ball. Gannon on the right, hooks it up. It won't go. They battle for it. Smith tried to run it down the corner, but it got out of bounds. Henry, 40 of Carolina's 37 points scored by Perkins and Jordan today. Perkins with 22, Jordan with 18. Perkins went 8 of 11 from the field, 6 of 8 at the line. Jordan was 6 of 17 from the field, 6 of 6 at the line. George McLean, bounce pass away to Gannon with 35. An air ball. Ball hits. McQueen gets it out of bounds off Popson. Cozell McQueen bounced it back in off David Popson. Carolina's got Joe Wolf, David Popson, Kenny Smith, Cecil Exum, and Steve Hale in the lineup now, so the starters are gone. Here's Gannon to Lorenzo Charles. 25 seconds as he gives it back to George McLean out of Rocky Mount. McLean will go to the baseline. Popson cuts off his path there. Here's McLean, our Spud Webb brother, out of the right corner. No good. Wolf had the rebound, lost it, and McLean commits the foul. George McLean draws personal number 2. 15 seconds remaining. 77-60. The Tar Heels will go 10-0. You know, Henry, this is only the third time in the last 10 years that Carolina has come through a December without a loss. And the Tar Heels are 10-0 right now, looking ahead to Maryland, and that will certainly be a big game. Maryland ranked number 5 in the AP poll, Carolina number 1, and Maryland may even climb up a notch or two, depending on what happens around the country this week, as Joe Wolf, who missed Thursday night with a flu, makes his first free throw. He'll have another one.
Well, you know, Lefty's got William and Mary coming to town tonight to Cole Fieldhouse, but somehow I could detect in his voice he was kind of waiting for the Tar Heels Thursday night.
Made the next one, 79-60, 13 seconds left. State will drop to 10-4 on the year. Gannon just off the edge of the rim. Here's McLean from the baseline. No good. Tapped around. Recovered Exum with 4. Lead to Kenny Smith. 3-2. Dunk, and it's over. 81-60. Kenny Smith gets his 18th point. And that will be his season's high. And what a way to come into the ACC for the Queens, New York freshman, as the Tar Heels win by 21 to go 2-0 in the ACC.
This bud's for you, for being on the job and working hard all day. So here's to you, for all you do, the king of beers is coming.